It's Week 10 of the National Football League, and our focus is on the Lions' veteran quarterback, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season. It's the Lions and the Bears, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
Well, they say an early season snowstorm may be on deck in less than 48 hours, but today is picture perfect, folks. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now here come the Bears, and at the helm is someone that they have a lot of hopes for leading this franchise. The 11th pick in 2021 out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
A great move by Montgomery. And it worked his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Now Fields over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Throwing again is Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because coverage was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And they were there to help force it.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Lions take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, so much for the opening drive being capped off by a field goal, CD. It's capped off by a touchdown after all, except I don't think in the manner that we were expecting.
No doubt about that, because you sent me a note earlier in the week saying you thought special teams might play a big role in this one. I don't know that you expected it this early in the game.
No, I didn't. That was a pretty impressive play, and what a way to get their first points. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will be fielded inside the 5. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Last time, they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously, the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now it's Fields. This pass on target. Velus Jones with it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards. First down, here's the run from Montgomery. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now this defense for the Lions, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. Throw left side complete. That's Montgomery. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on 3rd down. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Montgomery back to the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Sliding out of the pocket. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Bears are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And maybe the defense got so caught up in him throwing the football, they forgot he can take off too.
And you often hear about the quarterback being the unaccounted for guy as a runner. Well, even on a passing play. As a runner, and he turned it into a nice game.
A very nice run, and it turns into 6 points. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy.
After reviewing the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge is successful one. Play action. It's Fields. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Jarrad Davis able to record his 5th sack of the season.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
I know we spent a lot of time talking about how the defensive backs read routes and make plays on the football. How about a good linebacker? Feeling the route, seeing the quarterback, jumps the play, and knocks it away. Really well done.
Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the 7th-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his 2nd season as a Lion.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Goff in this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Goff. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So a 1st interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Marching in for the sack, Michael Brockers. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Finding Green complete. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 12-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st. So return to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Justin Fields, a 12-yard touchdown run, and the Bears have taken the lead. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Meanwhile, Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 10-7 our score after one right here on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And this is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll make a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss, couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Out of the gun, Fields. Able to hit his target, Claypool. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they doubled it and get 10 here.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Fields to commit there for a Chicago first.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Fields throw here into the hands of Jones. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Jarrad Davis. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this 1st half.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Great move by Montgomery. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, we saw David Montgomery lead the nation a few years back in broken tackles when he was at Iowa State, and he's proven to be difficult to bring down in the NFL as well.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Fields. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards.
On first down, Fields.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And it's 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Fields.
And that is caught. Touchdown. Bears.
Velus Jones
With his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was Velus Jones who finished things off with a touchdown grab.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now, the midterm elections are now concluded, and I think we can all breathe a sigh of relief for that. But now it's time for midterm football, where we've moved past the unofficial halfway point of the season, and we got a couple of good matchups in the night games here in Week 10. Tonight it's North versus South in California, the Chargers and Niners from Santa Clara. And then tomorrow, Monday night, it's both Charles's birthday, happy early birthday, buddy, and the first primetime appearance for the Commanders as they travel up to Philly to take on the Eagles. A lot going on.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the stick, 2nd and 15. Now a handoff inside, it's Jackson. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to small up the ball carrier.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And taken right on the 30. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Bears take over.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Here's Fields. Completion here to Claypool.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
5 yards remain on 2nd down. To throw is Fields.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Now Fields.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Alex Anzalone able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there.
And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
Stopped on the play by Kyler Gordon.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Play action. It's gone. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here's Goff. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
On fourth down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return.
And they will take over first and 10. See David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Complete to Jones. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a third and long here. Now a give running left with Montgomery. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On is Kern, the punter, to send this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Now a play fake, and it's gone.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
On second down, Swift.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Bills who have the lead in that one. Stephon Diggs, a touchdown reception. From there, we move to Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City to see what's going on with the Chiefs. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter.
Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fielded right around the 8. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. This is caught inside the 15. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Swift. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now it's gone. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Sheldon Richardson. He's the culprit. Causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
So here are the Bears to take over on offense. They've dropped 5 straight coming in, so right now cherishing this lead. And they've got the football as well, 1st and 10. I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap, Fields. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one, because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. Finding room at midfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play there on the catch and run. 38
yards.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy, and make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Running left, Montgomery.
Down at the 25.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Fields now to throw.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Justin Fields.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead is up to 14. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Takes it at the 7.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. When you think of guys that are built to be big-arm quarterbacks, Jared Goff, he fits that mold, and he showed it off right there.
From the red zone now, Goff eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Sheldon Richardson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now. Showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. A shotgun snap for Goff. And in for the Lions, touchdown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions have cut it back within a score.
Seibert on for the PAT. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on third down, Fields.
And the ball is knocked out. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
On first and 10, it's Swift.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
On 2nd and 11 now. Goff.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker.
There he goes left side. And they will score a pick six for Bears touchdown.
That offense trying to erase that deficit, get a little bit closer here and climb back into this game in the third quarter. Instead, they further their disadvantage, Charles, with a pick six.
And that defense came out willing to do anything necessary to defend that lead. I think they looked around the huddle and said, who's going to make the big play? Who's it going to be? And the person just ended up in the end zone with the football. He was the one that answered the bell.
Santos now to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 15 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one taken just inside the 10.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line. In search of redemption from the pick six. Goff. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Gone. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. And incompletion as a result.
Goff now to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To the air again. Goff. And that is incomplete. He
he started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
Back to the air. Goff on second down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd and 9, Fields. Touchdown Bears!
Chase Claypool,
31 yards.
and the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter.
Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
The Bears send the kicking team out there, and they will send this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
On 2nd and 7, Goff. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Goff now looking to throw. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
That's taken it around the 40. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Notre Dame man Chase Claypool and this offense ready for their upcoming possession.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
On 2nd and 12, Fields escaping the pressure right. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Brett Kern now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Goff linking up with Chart for the Lions' 1st down. Goff a handoff here to Swift.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. From the 39, Goff. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Goff. And that will be incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
A give. This is Montgomery. And some room to run now.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. 99 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a give running right is Montgomery. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
That's going to be a loss of 15 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt, and that will extend their lead even further. So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind for that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And Detroit getting set to go now. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Goff. Screen play set up for Williams. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this game just illustrates how important home field really is. On paper, didn't look like much of a matchup, but now it's looking like it'll become one of the big surprises of the weekend. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. Line of scrimmage, the 36 on 2nd and 8. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 109 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Well, throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Lions now. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Here's Goff. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
On 2nd and 10. Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. And as this defense walks off the field, they should do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
It certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Bears, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants.